Today, I'm going to walk you through the installation process for the MegaWatt Rock Sliders. These are the tools that I used: breaker bar, a couple of torque wrenches, some sockets, and then I did end up using a battery-powered impact drill. I do want to highlight that this TP55 bit is not designed for impact use, but this is what it looks like after I was done. One thing that will make bolt removal a lot simpler is to place the sliders on the ground next to the truck and reference those while pulling the bolts out. Okay, going from the front to the back here. First bolt we take out is this one, and then we'll remove those two. Those two come all the way out. This one comes out just a little bit. We back this one out. We'll back this one out, plus these two. Then we will back out this guy, these two, and these two. That one stays untouched there at the end. You'll notice my faux breaker bar on the ground in front of me. I do highly recommend breaking all these bolts loose before attacking them with an impact driver. Here I'm simply removing all the TP55 bolts. You do want to pull them all the way out and then screw them back in by hand, just a turn or two. This will make it much simpler when you go to slide the sliders on over those bolts. Once you have those TP55 bolts set, take out all the 17mm bolts as well. It's definitely easiest here to have a second set of hands. What you'll want to do is have the back of the slider pulled away from the truck and elevated a bit. Slide the front of the slider on first so that the lip clears the bolts that you did not pull out. Then you'll want to push it all the way in. You'll notice you don't have the 17mm bolts in first. You do that to make it easier to slide on. Then you tighten them in a little bit, the 17mm bolts, then go back through and tighten up all the TP55s. This helps to make sure everything is properly aligned when you go through and actually torque these down. You'll want to start with the outside bolts and work your way towards the middle with this step.
Use the blue stuff, not the red.
In this step, you'll be pulling all the 17mm bolts back out again, now that you've used them for alignment, applying just a dab of the blue Loctite, and then tightening them back in. I use an impact wrench to do the first bit, but then we'll come back through in a minute here with a torque wrench. In the same way that we previously worked again from the outer ones to the inner ones, you'll do that as you're torquing them down. Start with the TP55 bolts before you move to the 17mm bolts. Once you have all those bolts tightened down, you're done. You'll see that me, as a rather large guy, has no problem at all bouncing on these without causing issues. In my box, I did have some sand. This is normal, not unexpected, and did not really impact anything at all. Similarly, I had a bent flange, and again, once I tightened this down, it totally went away, and in several months of usage has been a total non-issue. Just normal shipping and manufacturing stuff. I really hope you found all this helpful. These, in my opinion, are far and away the best rock sliders currently available for the Rivian R1T. Really looking forward to seeing what they come out with for the R1S.